While everyone else complains about the cold and the dark, you feel relief. The world slows down. Social expectations drop. The pressure to be constantly active, social, and visible fades with the daylight. And for the first time all year, you can breathe. It's not that you hate sunshine. It's that winter gives you permission to exist the way you've always wanted to. Quiet, still, internal. For some people, winter isn't depressing, it's regulatory. Let me tell you something. If you feel happier in winter, you're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not depressed in reverse. Your nervous system just responds differently to seasonal changes. And that makes complete sense. Because here's what most people don't understand about preferring winter. It's not about the weather. It's about what the season removes. Summer is loud, bright, constant. There's pressure to be outside, to be social, to take advantage of the good weather. Every weekend feels like an obligation. Every sunny day feels like a missed opportunity if you're not doing something visible with it. But winter removes that pressure. The darkness becomes permission. Permission to stay in, to move slower, to exist without explanation. And for people who are highly sensitive to stimulation, that reduction in external noise is relief. The brightness of summer can feel overwhelming. The heat, the crowds, the constant activity. But winter's darkness, that feels like your nervous system can finally stop bracing against the world. Winter also gives you something summer doesn't. It gives you permission to live at your natural pace. You don't have to explain why you're staying home. You don't have to justify being less social. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting stillness, because winter itself is still. And when the external world matches your internal preference, that alignment feels like peace. For people who naturally prefer quiet, solitude, and slower rhythms, summer feels like being out of sync with the world. But winter? Winter validates the way you've always wanted to live. But here's what nobody tells you about feeling happier in winter. It's not that you love the cold, it's that you love what the cold allows you to be. There's also something specific about social expectations that matters here. In summer, there's an unspoken cultural pressure to be constantly social. Barbecues, beach days, outdoor events, vacations. If you're not participating, you feel like you're missing out, like something's wrong with you for not wanting what everyone else wants. But in winter, hibernation becomes acceptable. People understand canceling plans. Staying in feels normal. And for people who already prefer solitude, that cultural permission removes an enormous amount of guilt and shame. You're not avoiding life. You're just living in the season where your preferences are finally normalized. Winter also introduces something psychological that summer can't replicate: coziness. Warmth when it's cold outside, light when it's dark outside, small, contained spaces, blankets, warm drinks, controlled environments. These aren't just comforts, they're regulatory tools. For people whose nervous systems run anxious or overstimulated, creating a warm, protected space in a cold, dark world feels incredibly grounding. You're not just comfortable, you're contained, held, safe. Summer's openness can feel exposing, but winter's containment? That feels like coming home. Because here's what preferring winter really reveals. Your nervous system regulates through reduction, not addition. Most people feel better when things are bright, busy, stimulating, but you feel better when things are quiet, dark, minimal. When the world strips down to essentials, when there's less to process, less to manage, less to engage with. And winter naturally creates that. It removes the excess, the noise, the pressure, the performance. So if you're someone who feels happier in winter, you don't need to explain it, you don't need to defend it, and you definitely don't need to feel guilty about it. Your nervous system just has a different baseline, and winter aligns with that baseline in a way other seasons don't. You're not avoiding the world, you're finally in a world that lets you be yourself without apology. And there's nothing broken about finding peace when everything slows down. If this video just validated something you felt every winter but never knew how to explain, stick around. This channel exists for people whose inner worlds don't match what society expects, and that's not a flaw. Every week there's new content about real human psychology without judgment. Subscribe, you'll find a lot more of yourself here than you expect. What's left isn't depression, it's clarity.